shake. 1, 2, 3, front to back, side, side, side. Front to
We
back,
are
side, side, side.
believers, we are teachers, we are all God's creatures. We are opening up the doors to our home. We cherish the moments when we see our children with faith burning strong, learning at their own paces, smiles on their glowing faces. We're caring for their education. Come and join our family at Eden Hope Academy.
Welcome to Eden Hope Academy. I am Kim.
And I'm Anna.
And we are on week 16. So exciting. So do you have out your books? Wiggle your books. You got your books? Okay, let's do our Bible together. And it says, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Wow. All right, so it says that again right here, and there's a sheet of paper, and it says, write a list of how God provides for you. Try to include the names for God, such as our provider, our protector. How about the great healer? There are so many names of God, and you can ask your mom names of God. Next, write a list of something that you love doing gives to you. So like, how about like, so on like maybe one side you could write that God provides for me, God protects me, God loves me, God cares for me, God heals me, all of that kind of stuff. And then how about like Xbox? What does Xbox give to you?
Nothing.
It sucks away your time, right?
Yeah.
So when Jesus is saying this in Matthew, he's saying you can't spend all of your time and energy doing something that is of the world because it doesn't give you back anything. And that could be anything. That could be, for me, it's doing work on the computer.
Chocolate.
Oh, don't say hot chocolate. It's not hot chocolate, okay?
It's hot chocolate.
It's not hot chocolate. It's really not hot chocolate. Okay, we will forget that Anna said that. Okay, so you can do that. And the next one is Harriet Tubman. And I don't really think that she correlates to this because, so let's go through it. Harriet Tubman escaped slavery in Maryland.
There were slaves in Maryland?
There were slaves in Maryland. Isn't that interesting? We always think about slavery as being below the Mason-Dixon line, which was a line that was made the United States cut in half. But actually there were quite a few slaves in Maryland and New York State and throughout the upper parts of the United States. Sometimes people will think that Maryland didn't have slaves, but they actually did. And so she was a slave in Maryland, and she became an abolitionist. Now, many abolitionists were white people who did not believe in slavery. And many of those people were Quakers. Can you tell me who a Quaker that we've studied is?
William Penn?
Oh, good job. Also, Thomas Paine was another Quaker. She led hundreds of enslaved people to freedom along the route of the Underground Railroad. So did the Underground Railroad go doo-doo?
No.
No? Why not? Well, it was a train, right?
Yes, but it did.
No, it wasn't a train. The Underground Railroad was a series of houses and people that would help slaves who were escaping. And so it was called a railroad because it was a route, and it was a good name to call it. It was a secret network of safe houses and organized to help people escape slavery. All right, next is James Hargreaves invented the spinning jenny. So if your name was Jennifer, would you spin around? Is this a spinning jenny?
No.
If your name was Jennifer? No. It was actually a gin, and they called it a jenny, and it produced spools of thread. And what do you use thread for?
Sewing and...
Sewing clothes mainly, right? And so it was a way to make thread really, really quickly. And it was called a spinning jenny because it was a gin to make thread, the spin. Okay. Edmund Cartwright developed the power loom, which mechanized the process of weaving cloth. So you had thread and cloth, and all of a sudden, instead of having to make it by hand with the spools where you make it really thin by hand, all of a sudden this could be done extremely quickly. All right, and then the last one is in 1830, Josiah Henson and his family escaped slavery in Charles County, Maryland. Again, there was slavery in Maryland, and fled to Canada with the help of the Underground Railroad. He later led over 200 slaves to freedom, pastored a church, authored books, founded a community, and educated former slaves.
Wow.
Wow, he was a really important and smart man. And Harriet Tubman was extremely important. Okay, so we have Allie, who's in our Seattle, Washington campus. Her brother is Jordan. And Allie's a gymnast, and she's also an ice skater, and she does all kinds of beautiful, cool things.
And
then
also
Faith, who's in our Percival campus. And Faith is just absolutely, oh, that's not Faith, that's Eliana.
Yeah.
Eliana's sister is Faith. And Eliana is so smart, and she plays the ukulele really well, and she is just a treasure. She's such a sweet girl. So in our part here, we say, are you trying to serve two masters? Do you grasp onto something that you know is not pleasing to God, but you just can't get it out of your life? Do you strategize for it and to get more time with it? And do you bug your parents? It's one way to know if something is kind of has, you're dependent on it, is if you bug your parents about it. I'm not saying anything. You may be serving two masters and not even know it. Ask your mom about giving up a thing or an activity for a while. And it said, how did Harriet Tubman know that God was with her? How did she have the courage to help so many others escape slavery? How did God guide Harriet Tubman and others to freedom? What would you say to that?
She believed in God and that He could protect her.
Okay. And He gave her signs and signs and signs that led her along her way, and He helped her to free many other people. So now we have a whole area for Harriet Tubman. I want you to watch some videos about her that are below, and I want you to be able to draw this in and draw Harriet Tubman and all of the places that she was able to go to get to freedom. So sometimes people would pick her up by a wagon, and she would hide under the wagon with other people, and sometimes they would hide in people's houses, and it wasn't like just overnight. Sometimes it was a couple of days or even longer until they could escape to the next place. And they had to do this all the way up to Canada. That's a long way to walk and to go, but many people were able to do it. So next we're going to do Gold Rush medicine, and you're going to use a mortar and pestle, and you're going to make some herbal remedies. Sounds fun, huh? All right, so we're going to go on to our timeline cards next, and I look forward to seeing you during timeline card time. So hang tight, and we'll be at timeline card time in just a second. I'll see you later.
Bye.